Imagine walking outside during a normal rainstorm. Dark clouds, cool wind, that familiar smell in the air. Then the first drop hits your hand. It doesn't splash, it burns. Not an explosion, not lava, just fire, falling downward like rain. And before we go any further, if you enjoy these kinds of mind-bending what-if scenarios, take 1 second to like this video and subscribe, because this story escalates fast. No warning sirens, no meteors, no explosions in the sky, just the atmosphere itself raining fire. So the question is simple. What would actually happen if fire fell from the sky like rain? And more importantly, could something like this happen in the real world? Fire doesn't normally fall. Fire needs 3 things: fuel, oxygen, and heat. Rain falls because water vapor rises, cools, condenses into droplets, and gravity pulls those droplets down. For fire to fall like rain, the rules of the atmosphere would have to change. Not magically, physically. Either the air itself becomes fuel, or burning material stays suspended long enough to fall back down. That sounds impossible. But here's the unsettling truth. Nature has already done parts of this, just not all at once. Let's start with something real: fire tornadoes. During massive wildfires, heat rises so violently that it creates rotating columns of air. Those columns pull flames upward, twist them, and lift burning debris hundreds of meters into the sky. These are real. They've been filmed. They've been measured. In Australia, fire tornadoes reach temperatures above 1,000 degrees Celsius, with wind speeds stronger than hurricanes. Entire trees were ripped from the ground. Burning debris was thrown kilometers away. Now imagine this. Instead of those flames rising, thinning out, and going dark, they stay suspended. They cool just enough to remain burning. They cluster, and then gravity pulls them back down, not as one giant fireball, but as countless burning fragments, like rain. If that image already feels uncomfortable, hit like now, because this gets worse. Volcanoes give us another real example. During explosive eruptions, molten rock is blasted high into the air. It breaks apart into glowing fragments. Those fragments cool slightly, then rain back down. This is called volcanic fallout. It is literally burning rock falling from the sky. Entire towns have been destroyed this way. The difference is scale. Volcanic fire rain is local, but the physics works. Now imagine a much larger system, the atmosphere itself. Air feels harmless because oxygen is diluted and fuels are separated. But under certain conditions, air can burn. This isn't science fiction. It has already happened. Methane clouds have ignited in real accidents. Fuel-air explosions rely on this exact principle. Chemical plant disasters have turned air into fire. If large regions of the atmosphere became saturated with flammable gases, methane from thawing permafrost, hydrogen leaks, industrial aerosols, then ignition wouldn't behave like a normal fire. It wouldn't spread sideways. It would fall, pulled downward by pressure and gravity. Fire rain. Rain forms when warm air rises, cools, and condenses into droplets. Now replace water droplets with burning fuel particles, aerosolized hydrocarbons, molten ash, ignited dust. They rise, they cluster, they grow heavier, then they fall. Not explosions, not cinematic fireballs, a steady, relentless descent of flame. Umbrellas are useless. Fire shelters don't help. The ground itself ignites. And if you're still watching, subscribe now, because what happens to cities is terrifyingly fast. Cities die first, not in hours, in minutes, because cities are fuel traps. Roads soften and melt. Power lines ignite and fall. Gas pipes rupture underground. Fire feeds more fire. And fire rain doesn't come from one direction. You can't run from it. You can't hide from it. It falls everywhere at once. People rush underground. Subways, basements, tunnels. For a moment it seems safer. Then the real killer arrives. Oxygen loss. Fire rain doesn't just burn buildings. It consumes breathable air. And the human body notices immediately. You don't burn first. You suffocate first. Superheated air damages lung tissue in seconds. The airways swell shut. Oxygen exchange stops. At just 150 degrees Celsius, lungs fail. Fire rain would be far hotter. Clothing ignites. Skin blisters almost instantly. Eyes dry and cloud over. Survival time drops from minutes to seconds. If this scenario is making you uncomfortable, leave a comment saying "fire rain" so I know you're still here. Now here's the most important question. Why hasn't this happened already? Earth stays safe because the atmosphere is balanced. Oxygen is diluted. Fuel sources are separated. Heat rises and disperses upward. But that balance is not guaranteed forever. Scientists already worry about massive methane releases from thawing permafrost, about megafires creating self-sustaining fire systems, about industrial aerosols accumulating in the atmosphere, about supervolcanoes injecting enormous amounts of combustible material into the sky. Fire rain isn't magic, it's a chain reaction. One Earth narrowly avoids every single day. Rain gives life because water falls gently. Fire brings destruction because it rises violently. If those rules ever reversed, if fire fell from the sky like rain, the sky wouldn't look hostile. It wouldn't glow red. It wouldn't warn us. It would look normal, cloudy, gray, quiet. And that would be the most terrifying part of all. If you enjoyed this scenario, like the video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what terrifying what if should we explore next?